Hi there! I came across some fascinating research the other day that shows that business owners are willing to pay their accountant 347.9% more when you just change 3 little things. So I'm going to share with you exactly what that research is, and I'm going to share with you what those 3 little things are in this short video. Hi, it's Mark Lawson here, and for those of you that don't know me, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm also passionate about helping other accountants build more successful, more profitable and more enjoyable to run accounting firms. I'm also the author of the best-selling book on Amazon, Effective Pricing for Accountants, so if you've not yet grabbed yourself a copy of this book, then please do for Amazon. So let me tell you about the research, but firstly let me tell you about some research I carried out a number of years ago. A few years ago I looked at how much do firms of accountants in the UK charge for doing mortgage reference letters for their clients. And one of the fascinating things that came out of that particular research is that 41% of accountants do that completely free of charge. So bear that number, that 41%, at the back of your mind as I run through this new piece of research. You see, in 2012 I created a suite of tools and resources for accountants to help them charge higher prices, get better results from doing mortgage reference letters. And just the other day, an accountant I work with contacted me to tell me about some research he'd done. His name's Marc Lawson. He's an incredibly successful accountant down in the West Country, down in Plymouth. He's a sole practitioner. And one of the things that Marc's done for many, many years is he runs a business club called the Business Builder Forum. And the other day he ran his 113th business club. That's staggering in itself. The other thing that's staggering is that despite the fact he's now into his 113th, he still had somewhere around about 75 business owners turning up for his business club. Now the focus on that particular session, his business club last month, was on pricing. And he decided to do some research on how much business owners in his area were prepared to pay for mortgage reference letters. He divided the group up into 2 different groups, split it in half, and he provided each of them with a sheet of paper to complete. The first sheet of paper he had said very, very little about the mortgage reference service. It told them about as much as he used to say and as much as most accountants tell about the mortgage reference. He then supplied the second group a much more detailed document based on something I created back in 2012. And this second group, he changed a few things, but the results were staggering. What he found was that in the first group, what was interesting is that 30.3% of them said they wouldn't pay a single penny. So that's interesting, that 30.3% of the business owners wouldn't pay for that service, and I said earlier that 41% of accountants don't charge for that service. So that's certainly interesting. What Marc also found is when he analysed the data was that the average price that Group 1 were prepared to pay was just £92 for that particular service. However, the second group, when they were asked how much they would pay, the number was very, very different. The average amount was over 349.7% more for that particular service. In fact, one person in the survey was willing to pay £1,500 for that service. Fascinating. That's a huge, huge difference in the amount that different business owners are prepared to pay for a fairly straightforward common service that accountants do, a mortgage reference letter. So what was the difference between the way that Marc explained the price in the first way with the first group and the difference in the second group? In the first group, he simply just explained it the way that he used to always explain what he did for a mortgage reference letter, and the same way that most accountants do. For the second group, he changed 3 things. So let me now tell you what those 3 things are. The first thing that he did was he added massive amounts of extra value. He had what seemed like a perception of a bigger package of stuff. The first group were just told about the mortgage reference letter and what that contained. The second group could see there was much more stuff in there because Marc had painted a picture of much more value. Even more, what he did, he went on and he quantified the value. He told them exactly what it was worth for the things within the components of his mortgage reference letter package. And what was interesting was that the quantification, the value that he explained, was much, much greater than the price. And when you explain the value in that way, and you explain the value so the value seems massive, then in comparison the price can seem really, really small. So that's the first thing he did. He added massive amounts more value to the service and explained that value. The second thing that he did was that he explained in detail about exactly what the client got. He used the power of language so that the client could really see the benefit to them of the mortgage reference letter. So rather than just a quick 1 or 2 line sentence to explain it, it was over a page detailing exactly what they got, all the benefits, not just the features. So tip number 2 was better explaining so the client can see the benefit. And the third thing that Marc did was he built in a guarantee. You see, one of the things we know from experience is that when it comes to mortgages, that this is a key, moving house is a key moment in the lives of business owners. And the mortgage reference letter is something they want to see turned around really, really quickly. So in the second set's group, he explained the importance of this, he explained their turnaround guarantee, and built in a promise that if he didn't turn around the mortgage reference letter and get it back to the lender within a certain time scale, he would reduce the fee to 0. So those are the 3 things that Marc built in with the second group. He added much, much more value, he explained exactly what he did, explained the benefits, and he built in a guarantee. And as a result, those business owners, the second half of the room, were willing to pay 349.7% more than the other group for essentially the same service. So my question to you is, how can you take those ideas, how can you build those into your pricing of all of your services and get higher prices? And here's the key thing about this research that's really fascinating is this is what the business owners said they were willing to pay. It's not what accountants want to charge, it's how much business owners are willing to pay, which is the ultimate test of how much more you can charge for your services. If you want to find out more about this particular idea and more about the resources that I created, the resources that Marc used as part of his survey, then I did a YouTube video a few months ago, and below this video you'll see a link to take you to that other video. So why don't you click on that now? It's only 5 minutes long. That'll tell you much, much more about some of the tips, the techniques, the ideas, the strategies that you can use to get higher prices. Also, you'll find, when you go to that video, I'll tell you more about the suite of online resources that I created, and you'll also see a link to that below as well. So why don't you grab yourself those for a very, very small price. Rather than reinventing the wheel and creating all the material yourself, you can get access to a longer training video and all the resources you need to start charging much, much higher prices for mortgage reference letters. So when you grab those resources, it's just a small price. It'll save you hours of work creating them yourselves. So have fun with that, and let me know when you have successes. Bye for now. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you found it really valuable, really helpful. If you like the video, please click on the like button below. That will really help me with my YouTube ranking, so thank you for that. And also, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscribe button. By doing that, it doesn't cost anything, and what will happen is YouTube will send you an email whenever I upload brand new videos. That way you'll always know when I've got something new for you. And last but not least, if you've not read a copy of my book yet, Practical Pricing for Accountants, then why not grab yourself a free copy? You'll find a link to it on my YouTube channel. Thank you once again, and I look forward to seeing you on another video. Take care for now. Bye. Think they'll like it? Yeah? Okay, we'll go with that, we'll rock with that. That's probably what we're going to do. You still there? Come on, go and get the book. Go and get the book now, it's free. All you got to do is click on the link. See you soon.